At this point, coming up next is the president's reception. I think we're right at time because people are giving me that nod. So maybe we can go right into the president's reception. I guess if people need a little bit of a break, you can take it as I'm talking because you can. So welcome to the virtual president's reception. It may look and feel a bit different this year than it has in the past. So I need you to sort of put on that sort of dreamy feel of, I think the last time we were together for a reception outside, we were on a boat in a dock in the warmth, having, all kinds of beverages of choice, and it was entertaining. And we're going to do our best to try to do that for you today. First, we'll hear from Kids Chance of America, Ken Martino, hence the name President's Reception. That will be followed by a Faces of Kids Chance presentation, and we will close with some socializing with friends and colleagues in the breakout activity. So I do want to make sure that everybody sort of hangs through the frivolities and the remarks, and you're here for your mocktail, cocktail, coffee, whatever you can bring, and make sure you join us for some one-on-one conversation and camaraderie. So I'm going to give another shout out to our national conference sponsors. I know many of them are attending today, and I want to personally thank you all for your generous support and commitment to Kids Chance. As you know, under normal circumstances, we would have all kinds of signage and opportunities to sort of introduce in front of large crowds our sponsors. And in this virtual world, it's a little harder to do that. But their support is nonetheless important to what we do, not only with our conference, but certainly with our educational programming all year. So thank you to everyone who supported the 2021 conference. And thank you to MedRisk for sponsoring the President's Reception. MedRisk is the leading managed care organization dedicated to the physical rehabilitation of injured workers. It holds direct contacts with more than 90% of the nation's top workers' compensation insurers and third-party administrators. MedRisk ensures high-quality care and delivers outstanding customer service. For more information, feel free to visit their website at www.medrisknet.com. And so, appropriately, I would like to introduce Ken Martino, who is CEO of MedRisk. Ken is responsible for MedRisk's growth and performance, overseeing strategic business initiatives, and providing organization-wide leadership. He leads the development and direction of the company's vision, ensuring the organization will meet its long and short-term goals for continued growth and expansion. I might add that he does much of this for Kids Chance as well. Ken brings over 35 years of experience in workers' compensation and managed care to MedRisk. He is the former president and CEO of one of the top TPAs in workers' compensation industry, starting his career with insurance carriers in management positions with systems, underwriting, claims, and managed care. Ken's also been a member of Kids Chance of America for, I was guessing, around 10 years, maybe 10, 11 years or so. He's served as the finance chair, member of the strategic planning committee, president-elect, and is now completing his first year as president of Kids Chance. As the executive director, I have the pleasure of working with Ken on a daily basis, and under his leadership, Kids Chance of America continues to thrive. It's my pleasure to introduce Ken Martino, president, for his presidential remarks.
Thank you, Vicki.
Ken?
I appreciate that. You saw MedRisk is sponsoring the remarks. We couldn't get anybody else to pay to hear me speak, so I had to pay for myself. I just have to say that Bob's talk was inspiring. The story was inspiring. I also want to make sure that I let people know I did not talk to Bob before I prepared my opening remarks here, and had not seen his or anything like that. So he stole a lot of good stuff that I had already written down. So you can see the consistency that we've all experienced throughout our mission and the year that we've gone through. First, let me thank all the board of directors, the states, our partners, our sponsors, our friends, and of course, Bob Clyott, our founder, for being here today. We just finished our board meeting, the Kids Chance of America board meeting. Bob was there, as he always is, helping us move the mission forward. So let me talk about 4 key points for us today. The first one I want to talk about is pandemic and social divide that exists in this country today. The Kids Chance of America mission and our evolution, where we are today, the progress that we've made, and then what does the future look like for us, and what are we focused on? So I'm going to start about the pandemic and the social divide. And this is not a political statement, it's a reality. As you heard Bob talk about it, this has challenged all of us, both personally and professionally. And just think about how this has impacted your life over this last year. Now, think about the impact that it's had on our kids. You know, they've already faced a huge burden of losing a parent or seeing them seriously disabled. And you just heard from Emily a few minutes ago. That's a challenge in and of itself. Now they've been impacted by the pandemic and all the challenges that that's brought. It's disrupted their social, their educational, and their financial world, as it has all of us. You know, they had limited contact with family and friends. They had their education disruption or virtualized or postponed even. And the jobs that many of these kids need to help support themselves, you heard about Bob talking about the emergency funds. You know, these kids work to help support themselves in addition to the scholarships that we give them. They had minimal opportunities available because jobs just shut down. On top of all that, you throw in the challenge of the social unrest that we've seen, and that's divided this country. You know, Bob mentioned that he's from Minnesota, where obviously was one of the epicenters that kind of drove the change that we're seeing here. You know, whether it's Black Americans or Asian Americans, there's a key phrase in there: they're Americans. More importantly, they're all human beings. But these are the kinds of challenges that our kids had to face over this last year. But one thing that we have learned, they are very resilient. They've gotten through a lot before, and they continue to get through it. They have more challenges than we can imagine, and they always bounce back and move forward. The important part is they stay committed, and we all need to stay committed as well to our mission. Now, I mentioned we're going to talk about the mission of Kids Chance Evolving. And again, Bob Ballard and I did not talk about our things, but, you know, the evolution that we're going through as an organization, Kids Chance of America. You know, we started out as just what he said, you know, to promote the development of the state organizations. You know, we helped find the people, we shared the tools, you know, we supported the states, doing all the paperwork and things like that, maybe some grants to help it get started. And then we promoted Kids Chance. We were trying to market our brand out into the world so that they could help support the states. You know, we continued to strengthen the states with our best practices, the annual meeting, the Council of State Organizations. All of these things are to help bring us forward, the common sense of the mission that Bob talked about that helps drive us forward. Well, we're now moving to that next evolution, and Vicki started out the conference about it, the Kids Chance community. You know, we're more than just scholarships. And I think that's an important part for our kids. We need to go beyond just the workers' comp professionals who helped support this organization for years. We need them all, and we continue to respect and solicit their input, but we need to go beyond that. We need to start getting the states involved. We need them to recognize the need to support our kids. We need educational institutions to help us carry that mission forward and support our kids. And last but not least, we need the employers out there give them the recognition that this goes beyond just their injured worker, that there's a whole family behind them, and those kids need to be supported. So it's bringing all of those people together and getting them all involved. And it's not just about the money. That's not what it's all about. Funding is great and we do want the money, but it's about helping to support these kids and bringing them forward, promoting our cause and promoting these children as they struggle through the educational process and into their lives. And that's where that future is all about, is helping them once they've graduated. We can't just, drop them. We want them to give back, be part of the organization, and help continue to promote this. We also talked about where we are today. And it was funny, I wrote out my remarks, and then we had our board meeting just before this. And I had, we have 48 states and we're continuing to count. And at the board meeting, Vicki said, hey, we just got the signed agreement from North Dakota. They're in. So we have 49 states and counting. And we've got one more left. I'm not gonna hide it. It's state of Wyoming, a little more challenging, but they are in the development process. We've got we've got a group working together to go that. So we're almost there. And this has been a really long time coming. We'll have all the states covered by next year. Some of the things that we've done, and it was kind of interesting, again, hearing Bob, we didn't talk ahead of time. One of the things that Kids Chance did as part of our strategic plan, and it started moving us forward, is that we did a board self-assessment. And, as we did that, we evaluated our strengths and weaknesses. And there were a couple of things that came out of that, one of them being an enterprise risk assessment, that we needed to do more in that area to look for those risks that we could see as an organization and how do we deal with those. One of the other things we've worked a lot on is board development. Thanks to Suzanne Emmett and her team. They've gotten us new volunteers and they've gotten us new board members. But more importantly, they're also looking at how do we do governance and ethics and those kinds of things and helping to bring those forward and support that. Kevin Confetti helped us with the diversity, equity, and inclusion part. So the same as Scholarship of America. We went against our policies and statements, looked for those kinds of things, see how we're doing there. Are we meeting our expectations there? One of the things that did come out of that in our board assessment is we've created a new committee that's going to be headed by Megan Grant that is going to look at governance and ethics on a broader scale because we think we need more to do there. The Council of State Organizations has had a phenomenal year. They've strengthened, they've engaged people. They were very, very productive this year. And I think it's been shared with all of the states on how they're doing that. Last year's virtual annual meeting was the first time we did that. We had great attendance from all the states. We did keep track of who was in, and all the states were in all the sessions. And it was just phenomenal to see. And we probably got to more people because we were doing it virtually and that, but we do want to get back to in person because we know people really appreciate that. The best practice webinars that were done throughout the year, range of topics, supporting our mission, supporting the states in various aspects, whether it was fundraising, scholarship forms, process, all of those kinds of things. And then we can't forget planning for the future, connecting with the kids, promoting that. But I really think this idea of the Kids Chance community engagement and changing our approach for the future is really what that's about. So where do we go from here? I think you look at, think and try to visualize back in the day, I'm older here, so I kind of remember this, is that you did have a main street in town and you had all the little shops there and you used to go there on the weekends or during the week and you could go in and out of the shops and everybody knew each other, everybody supported each other. And I think that's what we're looking to do. If somebody needed a summer job, they were hiring people at this store or that store, and they all came from the community. So those are the kinds of things that we'd like to see us continue to develop and evolve into. We're still going to support the states with all the best practices and the materials and those kinds of things, but this is where we're trying to get to. We're working very aggressively, like I said, on the board, trying to make the Kids Chance of America a model board and sharing what we're doing with all the states to help strengthen their governance and commitment. Enterprise risk evaluation, which we talked a little bit about, we're going to be doing that. Sustainable fundraising is another key area in our strategic plan. That's our partners, our individuals, the organizations, even the endowments, which we did very well this year in growing the endowment process. I think there's a lot we could learn from Bob and his group to help us with that. And then advancing the Kids Chance brand. You heard how important Bob outlined the brand is to the organization. We're doing a lot of work there. And then the Kids Chance community, which is our future, is going to be very important to us. So we are building those internal systems. We're going through that process now. What do they call it? A client relationship management or a state relationship management system. So we can we've been working off a spreadsheet, so we need to automate ourselves some more and improve that. We've got a strategic planning committee that will be getting together at the end of this year, beginning of next year, to start that next 3-year plan, because we're almost through the one we went through the last year and the one before that. So we've been continuing that. So they'll be outlining that. That is going to be led by our president-elect, Dana Genheimer from Key Risk. And that is going to help us set the stage for what does the next 3 years look like. So we've accomplished a lot this year, even with all the challenges that we faced. We definitely have more work to do and more work in supporting our states and our kids. And so we continue to need all of your support and engagement for all of us to accomplish our mission. So I look forward to working with all of you throughout the year and with Dana to help bring her along as we continue the mission of Kids Chance.
Thanks, Ken.
Here you go, Becky. Okay.
We do have one.
I was going to say, do we have any questions, Linda?
We do.
Okay.
We have one question so far. And if you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll raise those as well. We have one question. What was the most rewarding part of serving as the Kids Chance of America president this year?
I think was to see the resiliency of the organization and the states and how quickly, like Bob said, this hit like a ton of bricks. We all came together and kind of figured out, okay, what's this going to mean for us? What's it going to mean for the states? The states doing the pivot on how they're doing their fundraising and some of those things, because many of them had in-person events that they collected a lot of their money from. And so virtualizing all that, I think that was the biggest thing we've seen.
Thanks, Ken.
I was going to say, anybody else? Now's your chance. He's right on the screen. Ask him anything you want to know. Okay. Thanks, Ken.
They just want to get to the drinks.
I think that's it. The mocktails. What is it called? The mocktail.
Whether you're in person or it's virtual, everybody wants to the drinks.
I'll tell you what it is. They're just waiting for the funny nose with glasses time. That's what they're really waiting for. That's what it is.
I've already got the glasses and the funny nose. You gotta stick a little mustache in.
You don't need the prop. Okay, so it's true. Kids Chance opening would not be complete without some faces of Kids Chance. Our team put together this tribute to our kids for your enjoyment today. And I have to say the kids really got into it and helped. Before we roll the tape, here's another reminder. And I do want everyone to listen to this. Have your funny nose with glasses prop ready to go when the tape ends. That's equivalent to Vicky doesn't want to be the only one sitting here with her glasses on. We're going to take our screenshot. There you go, Ken. We're going to take our screenshot and then you don't want to miss that. Okay, Linda, can you roll Kids Chance faces?
I will.
just doesn't get old, does it? You got to appreciate those kids. It's just marvelous to me how many of those students actually took the time to write some notes and get us a shot back, which was great. All right, so if you've got your decides, this is it. Oh, John Goldwater, I love that. Linda, oh, that looks great. Okay, you got 1 minute. Let's get them on. We're gonna try to get some screenshots with people with glasses. If you don't have yours yet, your box appears. We'll have other opportunities to do that. If not, improvise, because it's sort of just a comical little fun thing to do. So, okay, are we ready? People taking screenshots? Get ready.
Before we go, I think
What?
everybody, let me unspotlight you.
Okay, unspotlight me. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
And
really
everyone
nice.
change their view. If you want another copy, if you want a copy of this picture, and everyone should probably want a copy of this picture,
Oh yeah.
then change your view up in the upper right corner of Zoom to gallery view so that you can see everybody. Uh-oh. All right.
Ready? Get ready. Get set. Cheese. Cheese. And hold it. Yay.
Yay.
All right, we're good.
We are good.
That's a keeper. I had to have my glasses on underneath because I can't see without them on. So isn't that
Oh.
terrible? Well, getting old.
Me
What can I
too. Mine
say?
kept falling off.
All right, everyone, that's a keeper. So are we having fun yet? Please feel free to put your remarks about the conference thus far in the chat box, but remember to be kind. We're hoping everybody's enjoying things so far. It wouldn't be a conference without an opening activity that includes catching up with friends over a few beverages. And let me give a shout out to any of the champagne girls that are on the call. Even though we can't get together physically, we want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to connect virtually. And we really want to give everybody a chance to actually talk one-on-one. So Linda's going to navigate us all into some breakout rooms to give us a chance to actually just talk. Vicki, if you have not received your box, be sure to away. Okay, before we disperse, I would like to thank MedRisk again and certainly Ken for the president's reception. I also want to remind everybody that day 2 starts tomorrow at noon Eastern time. We will be focused on marketing and communications tomorrow, beginning with our keynote speaker, Nick Westergaard, who will discuss how to build a trustworthy brand, followed by Julia Cruz, who's the executive producer of Good Life Productions, who's going to talk about the power of using videos, followed by Evan Russo and Anna Velarde, who are email marketing specialists with MailChimp, and they're going to walk us through how to create and send effective newsletters. It's a not to be missed day, so be there or be square. So, okay, right now, let's party. Linda, will you explain to us how this breakout system is going to go? I'll see you all soon.
I will. So we're going to split up into 4 rooms, and each room's going to have a chat captain to try to keep this conversation going. And we're not going to come back to the main room when you're finished socializing, or when it's 6 o'clock, whatever comes first, then the breakout rooms will end and you're free to go for the day. So I'm going to set these breakout rooms for, looks like 33 minutes. And at 33 minutes, the breakout rooms will close and it'll be over. Is everybody ready to go?
Yes.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.